how to bounce back from failure. Got some stories to tell, and I think this is going to help anybody struggling in the nail game today, right now, on the Biz Talk. How to bounce back from Greg. Should be the title, bro.
Dude, you always jack my stuff, dude.
What are you talking about, bro? I come up with all of them.
Not even gonna mess.
Greg was making a joke before we started, and he said, how to bounce back from Habib. And I was like, no, bro.
I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that now.
Of course I'm gonna, dude. Bro, you gotta take credit. Credit's not due, bro. That's a saying that we have here internally.
No, that's my saying, bro.
Yes, I have to admit, Greg has the good sayings that we all jack. We've been taking him for years,
all good,
and using them in his face, them in his face.
Yep.
All right, so today's episode, I think. I love talking about kind of failure. I do, because it's a huge part of our story, bro.
I know it really well.
Oh my God. So do I. We lived with our faces in the dirt for many years. Specifically, there's a really great story of like when Greg was first learning how to like
teach,
do nails. Yeah. I mean, you were learning nails at that time too, right?
I was kind of winging it.
Yeah, dude, which is insane. But didn't have a choice. This was at I think it was Glendale.
Yeah, I mean, previous to me learning how to do nails, I was really just kind of selling kits to schools.
Yeah,
and there was a program. There was a big cosmetology program at Glendale High School.
Yeah,
you taught there. Did you teach there?
No, bro.
Down the street.
Oh, I did at Horace Mann Elementary. I was an elementary school teacher,
That's
third
right.
grade, bro.
Yeah,
Thanks.
So, anyways, I went there to do a demo.
Yeah.
I didn't have an educator to do the demo. I usually hired an educator to go out with me at the time, and he couldn't make it, so I went out myself, and I'm like, how hard can this be?
Oh my God, dude, I love it. You had confidence going in there. You're like, I got this.
I just, and then, you step in front of like 40, maybe 50 students at the time. And, I'm just like.
And the instructor was there.
All right, so let me see, and then I got so nervous that.
You were sweating?
Oh, bro, I wasn't sweating. I was profusely sweating, where it got so bad where like it was literally dripping off my nose.
Oh my God, bro.
I quit during the demo.
Wait, so you started the demo.
I got through application, almost all application.
Okay.
And then I handed the brush to the teacher and asked her if she could finish it for me.
Because you're tripping out.
It just, I was.
Did it look good though? Did the nail look good?
It was like a Lego, bro. On the nail.
Like a little brick, bro.
It was a giant brick. Like, it was like, hey man, nice nail.
Oh my God! So you handed it to the instructor. Instructor took over.
She did. She finished it for me. She was really nice.
Were you licensed at this time or no? This is where
I was going through school.
Okay.
So I think this was like 97.
Jeez, man.
So 1997. Yeah, I just at the time too, it was one of those dark times where we needed money, and the only source of revenue was through the larger beauty schools. I mean, our largest account at the time was Dudley Beauty College at the time.
Yeah, I remember that.
So they had
they were huge.
They had 4 or 5 massive schools, and they were probably ordering 100 kits a month at the time.
Yeah, for their nail program.
Yeah, so I mean, at the time, $15,000 a month in sales for kits was just enormous.
Enormous, bro. I mean, that's a big account today still, right?
Yeah.
Back then, it was everything.
That was everything.
Yeah.
And for me to go to a beauty school and maybe sell like $800 or $900 worth of product in in an afternoon, that was massive.
Yeah.
So, but that was step one.
Yeah.
And then I did a lot of work at East LA Occupational next to USC Medical Center.
Yeah.
Right off of I think it's off Marengo. I mean, dude, I was there every week for probably 10 years.
Yeah.
Teaching their cosmetology program as well. And it was the same thing. I got used to it. So and working with, other professionals and going to trade shows and watching what they're doing. And then, you start taking classes, and then, you get through step one, which is putting on a form.
Yeah.
And once you get confident with that, then it's like, then you can build the free edge. And then once you get confident with that, then you can start working, around the cuticle area. And it's just one step at a time.
But I think people, they who are let's say starting now, and they run into like, I can't do this. And then they see you, right? And they're like, he's probably never experienced this before. Like, bro, it took time, correct?
It took years.
Yeah, exactly.
Because back then too, there was no reference. You couldn't just jump on to YouTube. Yeah, there was. First of all, internet was, in 1997, it was like, like
literally that's what it was,
to log on, and then you got mail.
Oh my God.
That was it. There was no real browsing or looking. There was no video. There was nothing. You had to watch video by buying
DVDs
or VHS
tapes.
Yep. So, watching a lot of that, and then, going to trade shows and just standing over the shoulder of a lot of professionals and watching them work, live to me was everything.
It's so insane that, like, it's weird because you're right. I remember that's how you had to learn how to do nails. It's like you go to school, which you don't learn a lot from school. You could buy DVDs.
There was such a disadvantage.
Yeah, right. Huge disadvantage, bro.
Yeah.
Where it took you years to learn. I mean, that could have been like now. I mean,
unlimited resource,
bro. On our YouTube channel, we have almost 1,500 videos, or maybe
Correct.
we have over 1,500 of like all close up,
high quality, very detailed. Not just with video, but I take pride in my explanation
For
because
sure.
I feel that I can speak it through without someone going, what?
Yeah.
What did you just say?
Yeah. So how, like, for somebody, well, let me ask you first, how did you, from that moment, where it was like, you had to feel down, you're walking out of that room and it's like, oh my God, this is never going to happen. Like, how did you mentally, like, kind of bounce back from that and, get back into the game to where today, I mean, you are who you are. You want the best in the world. How did that happen, bro? Like, I mean, that's obviously, it's a big mental game.
Yeah. Look, when you're financially strapped, it's like you either pick yourself up or you just dwell in sorrow and lose. And there's one thing I hate more than anything is I hate to lose.
Yeah.
I hate losing. But what I do, I hate losing, but I love to win. I love winning more than losing. And so the only way to get that feeling is to continue to, get out there and try to do better, So what are the attributes of winning? It's practice,
Lots.
And so I love to practice with everything I do. It doesn't matter. When it came to nails, for me to get better, I loved to practice.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, yeah.
I enjoyed seeing progress. And I know for some of you guys out there that are like, I don't see it right now. It's not. It doesn't come overnight. It's something that, and I tell this to everybody. It's you have to strengthen your coordination with your hands and your fingers, holding something, balancing. And then you're dealing with something that's, goes from liquid to rock hard state, right? So, learning to work with fluids, paints, obviously it's difficult when you don't have that hand-eye coordination in the beginning.
Yeah.
But as you practice more, your hands, your hand-eye coordination becomes sharper, better, stronger. You start building the skills necessary to see progress.
It's true, bro. And I could say, because I do a lot of gaming with my kids, and and this is joking, but I'm dead serious.
Are you trying to crush?
Bro, my coordination, my fingers are starting to, but dude, it takes time, and I compare it because with nails, it's the same. Like I see you guys, when I hold a brush and balance, and it's I'm balancing, and it's dude, but my fingers aren't used to it, bro. It's this is so uncomfortable.
Yeah, your
and
muscles,
weird.
They start to strain.
They do.
Especially when you're holding someone's hands, this part right here starts to cramp because you're holding it with this Darth Vader death grip.
I want to hold it tight, man.
Oh, dude. You think that the harder or tighter you hold it, the more control you have, but it's just the opposite. You need to have loose, tension free.
For sure, in everything, right? Relaxation is the key, and it's interesting what you were saying. I think the one thing that we had, going for us, or really, actually, it's the opposite. Not going for us was the fact that we were so financially, just struggling. It's I don't have a choice. Gotta learn how to do this, and
thank God we had Dad.
Oh yeah,
we had
100%.
We had a place to sleep. There was always food. So,
yes.
I mean, look, at the end of the day,
the basics.
We have the basics.
We did.
And as long as we knew that we had a place to sleep and we had food on the table, it was there was no excuse.
Yeah.
I mean, it was you either get up and you make something happen, or you just go into a
severe depression,
which was the case a lot
for many years. But not having that choice, I think a lot of people, it's if you're practicing nails and you're struggling,
correct?
There is that mental sort of switch of, you convince yourself and you say I don't have a choice. I have to learn this because this is the career that's calling me. And so I must figure this out. Is very different than I'm not getting it, and then throwing it down and then bailing. You know what I mean?
I mean, that was the case with many different things as well. You go through that. I think you go through that with anything. And I don't care if it's sports related or it's hobby related,
doesn't matter,
career related. You will always come to obstacles that are hard to get over.
Yeah.
And the only way to overcome those obstacles is to continue to basically attack it.
Yeah. And who in this world picks up a brush and powder and liquid and on their first try sculpts on their second try, dude, not a single human being on this planet.
No.
It doesn't exist.
No,
and so
it's
impossible. Your muscles aren't there, like you were saying. I think that's a great point. It takes time to form that coordination, the hand-eye, and you're working on a palette that is so small.
And that's just application. Finishing on its own is a whole nother level of balance and hand-eye coordination.
Right.
Because learning to work with a hand file as well as an electric file are two different things. I mean,
completely, bro.
It takes time. And I've always been the person that says 10,000 hours is the medium, is the
requirement.
The requirement for you to master something.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the case. I totally believe, a long time ago. But with technology today, I think the learning curve is much faster just because all of us have a lot of resource that we could use to accelerate the learning. The only thing that I can't force on someone is the will to want to do it.
Yeah.
Right. So, you know, for those of you guys that are frustrated, trust me, there's a lot of it that goes on with myself and the things that I want to learn. But, you know, patience really is something that you have to embrace.
Yeah. Just that like get up and do it again. Like
correct.
You got to keep moving.
You have to. You got to keep on doing it. You got to keep practicing.
And I know it sounds so like basic, and we've all heard this a million times, you know, from people of like, keep going, don't stop. And it's like, God, shut up, stop saying keep going and don't give up. And like I've heard it a million times, but it is so true. You know, that simple message of like, even though you don't feel like it, you got to get up and do it again. And when you get these small little breakthroughs, and like you were saying, Greg, it's anything, you know, anything that you want to do and become good at. It's like you have these small little breakthroughs and you gotta be like, yo, that's good. And then the look back too. So like you've been doing it for 3 months or 6 months and it doesn't feel like you made progress. Okay, well, you have to say, well, Jesus, when I started 6 months ago, I literally knew nothing. Look how much you have to look at that progress you've made and go, I actually learned a few things.
Correct.
You know, and give yourself a pat on the back.
I would say beyond keep going, keep asking. You have to ask questions.
Yeah.
And you have to remember with us, we're the company that's going to answer your questions.
Totally.
So, you know, and I know for some of you, it's like, well, a little bit of intimidation. Don't be. Like, if you run into problems, you know, look, we stand behind our product 100%. Totally. If you're not happy with the product, it's simple. It's either you can get something new or you get your money back.
Yeah, we'll take care of you.
That's how it always works here at Young Nails. But with education, it's the same. It's like, ask the question. Someone's going to get back to you with an answer. Yeah. And if you're the person who has thousands of questions, keep firing. Like, I think that's really important for the learning curve as well, because we want to make sure that you're going to, you know, get the right answers for the things that you struggle.
100%. And on that note, you know, just to wrap this up, my one question to Greg is, why am I so much better than you, bro? Like, how did this happen that I'm great, dude, and you strive to become much like me? How did this happen, dude?
From crushing you your whole life.
You know what's funny? There's truth to that. There's actually, like, Greg used to crush me. Like, he used to smash me, like, I mean, destroy me. I remember one time, remember that time I threw that tennis ball at your head, bro, by the fence? You tracked me down and just beat me to a pulp.
I mean, bro, well deserved.
It was, actually. I got all courageous, dude. I was like, ugh, and it was like the perfect shot in your dome, bro.
Oh my God.
You just came after me. Anyway, we're gonna end it at that. Thank you so much for joining us. Let us know. Give us some examples in the comments below of, you know, moments in your career, you know, nails where you struggled and you came through. We'd love to hear about them. Any ideas for future episodes, put them in the comments below. Also, thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next time on the Biz Talk.